Hello, I want to start with an apology. I'm not a native English speaker, and it's always so annoying if you know you're the first and probably will make some mistakes, so please have a good laugh if you want to. But I hope my presentation will make up for it. And again, Darren, thanks for the invite. I work for the Municipality of Helmond, and I want to bring some insights to you of what we are what we've done in the past. And Helmond is probably not familiar to most of you here. It's near Eindhoven, in the Brainport region. You all know Eindhoven from football. Helmond has a football club as well, but don't look it up, please. But in the end, we're quite a small city, just with 95,000 inhabitants, and we will grow in the upcoming future. And for over the past 15 years, we've been a mobility living lab. On all our roads, everybody is welcome to test out all kinds of stuff. We're home of the automotive campus and also a test road, which compares to a highway. And we have over 6 jobs of 6 people working on smart mobility, and I am one of them. And well, these are some examples of what we did. Also some projects we worked on a European level, and also some funds that came with it as well on a national level. And of course, that started with platooning. Can we influence the traffic lights if somebody crosses a red light? Can we do something on GROZA, emergency services? But also on autonomous shuttles, for instance. And on the right below, you see our king and queen who were at our venue was last year, I guess, to experience the demo for themselves. And right above, that's ISA, Intelligent Speed Assistance or Adaptation. Make sure you get your data right. I think that's a challenge for us. And based on what I heard here today, I think you will have even a bigger challenge on that. We started working on smart mobility or ITS and CITS because of a couple of reasons. And the first one is that we want to improve the quality of life of all our citizens in Helmond. And we need to have sustainable, safe and efficient mobility. And a second one, with the automotive campus and the companies that are present there, we want to have a thriving ecosystem that supports the growth of the automotive campus so we can improve again. And the last one, if you want to grow as a city with inhabitants, you need to have jobs as well. And that's why I want to attract new businesses, talent and investments in the end. And on the right below, that's the MARC, the Mobility Applied Research Quarter, which we are currently setting up with TNO as one of the latest news. And in the end, CITS and citizens do share the same letters. And I'm not sure whether someone of you thought of that. But in the end, it's about making impact for our citizens with CITS. Because our inhabitants in Helmond, in the end, those are our customers, to be honest. And it's not only a car-oriented approach. It should be multimodal, bikes, pedestrians, the visually impaired as well. And we want to inform, guide, and prioritize road users. And in the end, we do it because we want to improve road safety with CITS. And being an SMC, a small and medium-sized city, we think that's a real advantage because it's quite easy to get in touch with your inhabitants in the end. In the size of London or Amsterdam, it's far more difficult. And CITS isn't just a gimmick, in our opinion. It's part of the normal system. And I brought some examples for you to show that. And for us, it started with intelligent traffic lights, which is quite similar to the fund Darren was mentioning yesterday. And almost all of the traffic lights in Helmond are being made intelligent over the past years. And yes, we have an advantage as well, because we have an extensive amount of loop detectors within Helmond, especially compared to what's normal here. And we use a hybrid setup as well. We supply the short-range communication, where you can communicate directly between a vehicle and the roadside, which is Volkswagen currently deploying as well, but also the long-range communication, in this case with TLEX or UDAP, which Menno will bring up shortly hereafter. And we also have the opportunity to connect apps and cameras to our long-range system and to acquire more data to optimize our traffic lights. And again, use cases are the same: inform, optimize, and prioritize. And again, for road safety. Now, what have we been doing in the past? One of the examples that stood out quite good is the emergency service priority at our traffic lights, We started that over 10 years ago, and over 90% of all the passes at a traffic light are without a delay for our fire trucks. And that increases safety for them because nobody crosses the red light and gives them reliable travel times. And I mentioned to somebody yesterday during dinner, there are rules in the Netherlands where a fire truck should be there within 15 minutes after there was a call. And Helmond was growing also in the past, and we had to build an extra fire station to make sure that it stayed within 15 minutes. We start looking into the opportunities. Can we give them priority at the traffic light? Yes, we can, and it saved us building an extra fire station. And I'm not going to do the maths, but you know it will be cheaper to adapt your traffic lights than building a second fire station. Ambulances are active since last year as well. They're connected to a national server and then to TLEX in this case. And we see usage and quality is increasing, not only in Helmond, but also in the rest of the Netherlands, but we're not yet on the level of fire trucks because maintenance is key to it. And the police, they're not so active yet. They did some passes with us in the test, but they're afraid that burglars can find them if their location is known. Another one is trucks. That's what we started with for 15 years ago, mainly to increase comfort in this case. But if we can avoid a stop for a truck, it saves fuel, and that's up to 1 liter of diesel per avoided stop. And that has a direct effect on the air quality in Helmond, and a main arterial road is running through Helmond with over 30,000 vehicles a day. So we can create an attractive route, maybe not through the city center, but just around the city center by giving them priority. Which is a nice one, I would say. Scale-up is now available in the Netherlands with several apps. And we're starting a pilot with a partial delivery service. They can have some priority as well, as long, and those are the people in the white vans. I know you have the same problems here as well. And everybody says they drive unsafe. We can measure if they drive in a safe way, and if they do, they will they will get some priority, and their travel times will be shorter, and they can deliver more packages in a day. And that's their main goal. And also the combination with intelligent access or urban vehicle access regulations is perfectly doable. Then another one, as mentioned earlier, CITS is not only for cars or trucks, but also there for pedestrians and bikes, and also for the visually impaired in this case. And on the right, you see a picture of a pilot we did 2 years ago, where they were handed an app and they could hear and see if the traffic light was green or red, because we don't have guidance sounds at every traffic light or at every moment during the day. Well, that was just a pilot, and some improvements were needed. And we will start a new one this year, where an app will set a request for them. So if they encounter to an intersection, all the guidance sounds will make some noise so they can find the traffic light and the crossing as well. And most important for us, hopefully we can reduce the background noise for our local residents. Now, then GLOSA, green light optimized speed advice. That's a really difficult one and goes a long way back. I would say in the Netherlands, all of the traffic lights are vehicle actuated, which prove a real challenge. But if we can get it working, that does reduce emissions for us and save fuel and energy, but also reduce the noise pollution we have in Helmond. And that's becoming a bigger problem, I would say, because an EV still makes some noise with the tires, etc. We did several trials, and I may say we do make improvement for now. We did a pilot 2 years ago where we added speed profiles and something you will really like, queue lengths in messages as well. That's your national hobby. That's what I found out over today and yesterday as well. But it asks for some changes. You need to increase the ingress length on a lane in a map message. And what we agreed on already with quite a lot of OEMs, the calculation should be done on the roadside and not within a vehicle. So that's quite a nice improvement. And we're working together with the Car-to-Car Consortium and also a lot of suppliers. And hopefully we can deploy a new standard this year. And this one would suit, I think, quite nicely as well in the UK. We equipped one intersection with 5 cameras. So for all the vehicles and also the pedestrians and the bicyclists, cam messages, which contain the heading, the location, the speed, etc. were generated as a, well, I would say replacement for the detection loops. And we learned a lot, because it's not always that easy just to put out a camera. You need to have a clue, what's the use case you want to support? And how does an ITS control application, the traffic light, how does it see that kind of information? And we learned a lot, and we will start in May, where there's more focus on road safety. Is there a pedestrian or a bike in your blind spot, for instance? And can we improve traffic flow in this case? And then to finish off with some conclusions, CITS, and in Helmond as well, always starts with a pilot. But when it works, please make it part of the normal system, like a traffic light. And don't stop at the border of a municipality or even a country, because traffic has no clue of where it is in this case. Yes, we had quite some budget for innovation. That does help, but maintaining is equally important. So make sure you have some budget. And to be honest, I'm not going to say that CITS was a cost saver in Helmond. Yeah, okay, for the fire brigade it was. But for a municipality, yes, it does cost money. But it brings benefits to us already, and it will do. And to be honest, we haven't achieved nor utilized its full potential of CITS, and it will take more time. We need to have more users in a system, and the scope should be widened as well. It's not only about traffic flow. Road safety and livability are equally important. And again, and information. And cooperation is key between suppliers and road authorities. And please bear in mind that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with just a single step. So thank you to you all. And if there are any questions, I'm here today and tomorrow. Thank you.